Namo Sakyamuni Buddha. Welcome back to you in the first week of the new year 2020 to broadcast the Buddhist activities of the past week to our dear audience. And here are the headlines of 10 major Buddhist news of the week. Ho Chi Minh City, 4th Conference, Session 8 of Central Vietnam Buddhist Sangha. Central Sections and Academies Reviews 2019 Buddhist Affairs Services. Hanoi, Scientific Seminar on Social Activities of Contemporary Buddhism. Hanoi, Graduation and Granted Degree of Literature, term 2015-2019 at Intermediate Buddhism Study School in Hanoi. Myanmar, Mittal company staff visited and contributed in the construction of Dai Phước Pagoda. Đắk Lắk, Provincial Dharma Enactment Board organized one-day asceticism course to celebrate the Attainment Day. Myanmar, opening of the 72nd examination to recite Tripitaka. Ho Chi Minh City, collective wedding ceremony held for 50 pairs with disabilities in Giác Ngộ Pagoda. Korea, plenteous emotions from Spring Festival in Hung Luông Pagoda in Cheon City. Cambodia, visit and 1,400 gift portions for underprivileged overseas Vietnamese. And here after other news in details. On the morning of December 30th, 2019, the 4th Conference, Session 8 of Central Vietnam Buddhist Sangha was taken place at the second office of Central Vietnam Buddhist Sangha in Ho Chi Minh City.
The conference was chaired by Most Venerable THÁNG Nhân, Chairman of the Executive Council, together with two Vice Chairmen upstanding of the Executive Council, Most Venerable THÁNG Pháp and Most Venerable THÁNG Nhiễu. The conference was officially opened with the participation of monks, nuns, Sangha of the Executive Sangha, and Central Department, leaders from party and the government. Most Venerable THÁNG Nhân delivered opening speech and affirmed year 2019 is a year of harvesting plenty of achievements of Buddhist affairs, thanking to two main reasons. Firstly, it is the organizing and leading abilities of Standing Committee of the Executive Council promoted on all scopes of activities. Secondly, it is the true cooperation from all levels of the Sangha, the strongly supports from the monks, nuns, and Buddhist followers in the country and from overseas, especially the care and support from party and the government from all levels. Significantly, it was the event that Vietnam Buddhist Sangha was granted the permission to organize a Vesak celebration of United Nations and many significant achievements of Buddhist affairs within the country and from overseas. The Prime Minister has awarded the Praise Certificate to one group and 8 individuals of Vietnam Buddhist Sangha. Mr. Vũ Chiến Thắng, head of Government Committee for Religious Affairs, also appreciated and acknowledged the great achievements that Vietnam Buddhist Sangha obtained in the year 2019. Most Venerable THÁNG Thông presented the draft direction of operation of Vietnam Buddhist Sangha for the year 2020. Besides the main contents of the conference, the Standing Committee of the Executive Council also issued the official letter number 335 CVHDTS to launch the campaign to mobilize and organize the blood donation in response to the campaign of All for the Lives of Patients on the occasion of Tet celebration year 2020. Closing ceremony was taking place on the morning of December 31st, 2019. After 2 days of working with the spirit of harmony and seriousness, all the members of the Sangha came to the agreement to approve the draft resolution, which consists of 14 articles. Most Venerable Chairman THÁNG Nhân has emphasized that in order to implement the Buddhist Affairs activities for the year 2020, it is very critical to make specific schemes and plans to do statistics of monasteries, monks, nuns, and Buddhist laity people. The executive departments of Vietnam Buddhist Sangha from all the cities and provinces should put the midterm conference program into serious implementation to carry out the Buddhist Congress of delegates from all levels.
In the last days of the year, the Central Sessions and Academic Institutes held a review meeting on Buddhist affairs in 2019 and set out the direction of Buddhist affairs activities in 2020 to evaluate and recognize the Buddhist activities in the entire country.
In 2019, the Social Charity section completed the relief for people suffering from natural disaster. It would give offers of the given scholarships, bicycles, wheelchairs, the constructions of bridges, waterways, rural roads, almshouse, pre-provisions of vocational training, examination and medicine distribution for the poor patients, support for heart surgery, eye surgery, support for the policy beneficiary families, encouragement to bodyguards, Nature's Vietnamese Heroic Mother, orphans, nursing homes, charity kitchens, mobilizing and rescuing overseas Vietnamese in Cambodia, support for victims suffering from natural disaster in Nepal. The total expenditure is over 2,031 billion Vietnam dong. The section also signed with the Phật sự Online TV to sponsor its communication in the future. Central sections of education. Therefore, Buddhism Studies University in Ho Chi Minh City, Hanoi, Huế, and Cần Thơ City to carry out the training for PhD, Master, Bachelor's, College, Intermediate, and Primary and the Khmer Theravada Buddhism. The section also successfully organized a blood donation fiesta and organ donation registration with the participation of more than 500 monks and nuns in August 4, 2019. The section had also compiled the Buddhist textbook for intermediate levels and been working on the preparations of college-level Buddhist textbooks. In addition, the section also coordinated with the related entities to apply the digital technology in the propagations and administrations of Buddhist affairs. Khmer Theravada Buddhism Studies Sub-Institute has been approved to function with 131 permanent positions. Venerable Yan Lung, members of the Secretariats of the Administration Councils, take the positions of the rectors and immediately opened the office of the sub-institute at Kalaransi Pagoda in Ho Chi Minh City. Central Sangha sections of monk affairs approved 2,104 certificates of monks and nuns and 57 certificates of Theravada Buddhism monks, ordained 1,699 Buddhist monks and nuns who have left the mainstream society to study at monasteries. In the whole country, there have been 12 provincial administration boards which successfully organized the Great Precept. The Central Section approved the issuance of 3,092 certificates of ordinations. After the Vrasa season, the section also approved 2,303 certificates of Vrasa complications for monks and nuns after their summer rain retreat. Currently, the numbers of believers account for about 60% of the population. The total features include hermits in monasteries such as Mahayana Monastery, monks and nuns in Khmer Theravada pagodas, Kin Theravada pagodas, Pure Land pagodas, and Anti-Serum Temple, Buddha Worship Shrine, and Jaini Buddhist monasteries. Information and communication sections of the Central Buddhist Sangha have performed the Buddhist propagation activities in a positive and timely manner in accordance with focal message of the Sangha and Buddhist activities. The board organized a training course on leadership skill, management of Buddhist information and communications, and many activities of sharing expertise and communication skill in localities across the country. The section also coordinated with the organizing committee to successfully complete 3 press conferences, especially on online news coverage at the press centers of the UK Visa 2019. On May 10, 2019, the Ministry of Information and Communication granted license number 84 GPTTDT to allow the establishment of the online Buddhist Newsreel website under the Central Committees of Vietnam Buddhist Study and Information Center. The central sections of Read and Write and the provincial Sangha in Provinces and Studies participated in organizing the UN Vesak 2019 Festival, Vesas of Buddhism Calendar 2563, 56 memorial ceremonies of the Bodhisattva Quảng Đức, taking part in organizing the Great Congregation Forum, visiting the funeral and attending the memorial ceremonies of the venerable monks and nuns who passed away and some other Buddhist activities. In 2020, the section will host a national Buddhist ceremony in Haiphong. The central sections of international relations contributed to the organizations of the Vesak 2019 Vesak celebration, making it a great success. They also organized visits, participated in seminars, welcoming, exchanging, sharing, and exchanging experiences between Vietnam Buddhist Sangha and Buddhist organizations in the regions and some other countries in the world. The central sections for coaches in Ho Chi Minh Study Buddhist coaches house a professional training for Buddhist program hosting and a seminars on the arts of preaching in Buddhism at Khánh An Monastery, Ho Chi Minh Study, for nearly 500 studying young monks and nuns coming from every corner of the countries. The students acquire the necessary skill from the venerable teachers, specialized lecturers, film artists, and Master of Son-in-law Trương Thị Hòa. The section also opened the exhibitions on ceremonial uniform and Buddhist sect uniform designed by Buddhist government establishment, for later approval to be official uniforms in the projects of Buddhist ceremonial uniform and sect uniform for lay persons.
On the morning of December 28, 2019, at Administration Building of Vietnam National University, the scientific seminar took place under the theme of Social Activities of Contemporary Buddhism, with participation of domestic and international scientific researchers specialized in Buddhism.
Presiding over the first session seminar, there were Associate Dr. Lại Quốc Khánh, Deputy Director of Institute Trần Nhân Tông, Associate Dr. Nguyễn Ngọc Hường, University of South Carolina, USA. The second session was chaired by Professor Dr. Lê Mạnh Thát, Deputy Director of Vietnam Buddhist Sangha in Ho Chi Minh City, Venerable Professor Dr. Pramaha Hansa Dhammahaso, Director, International Buddhist Studies College, IBSC, Mahachulalongkorn Raja Vidyalaya University, MCU. Attending the seminar, there was also the presence of Venerable Professor Dr. Phra Ratchaparayake, Rector of MCU of the Kingdom of Thailand. During the two sessions of the seminar, the scholars presented their articles on the topic of social aid activities of contemporary Buddhism. The seminar aims to learn, promote, and evaluate contributing to the effectiveness of modern social aid activities in accordance with the true values of Buddhism. In the world, Buddhism is contributing to solve social disturbances by solving the following issues: promoting the Dharma, bringing basic teachings of Buddha to life, popularize and call for a healthy, modest way of life, knowledge for keeping oneself far away from bad things, not using addictive substances, researching and strengthening the capacity to organize and carry out public charitable works, build hospitals, schools, kindergartens, almshouses, and participate in poverty reduction programs. In the reflection of Professor Dr. Lê Mạnh Thát, the idea of social aid appeared very early in the history of the country and in fellow Buddhist countries. Each theme brings about different perspectives on the change, which links issues of the influence of Buddhism on the present society.
On the morning of December 27, 2019, the Intermediate Buddhism Studies School coordinated with Hanoi National University of Education to hold the graduation ceremony and granting degree for the Literature in Service students, Course 1, year 2015-2019 for 46 monk and nun students.
In witness, there were most Venerable Thích Minh Tính, heads of the training department for monks and nuns, rectors of Intermediate Buddhism Studies School in Hanoi, most Venerable Thích Tiến Đạt, advisors for boards of teachers of Hanoi Intermediate Buddhism Studies School, abbots of Đại Từ Ân Pagoda, Most Venerable Thích Tiến Thông, Directors of Hanoi Intermediate Buddhism Study School, Venerable Thích Thái Minh, Deputy in Charge of Hanoi Intermediate Buddhism Study School, Nên Thích Đàm Vân, Secretaries of the Board of Directors cum Heads of School Affairs of Hanoi Intermediate School, Representatives of Hanoi National University of Education, there were Professor Dr. Đỗ Việt Hùng, Chairman of the University Councils, Associate Professor Dr. Đỗ Hải Phong, Head of Literature Department, and Associate Professor Hà Văn Minh. Associate Professor Hà Văn Minh said that the opening ceremonies of the Universities of Linguistics and Literature Studies for the first course for in-service students were held 4 years ago. We continue such efforts of teachers and students, along with the support of the religious leaders of the school, have helped the course reach its successful achievement. Professor Dr. Đỗ Việt Hùng also reminded 46 graduate monks and nuns who need to be determined to acquire the knowledge transfers and to have to train themselves more. Most Venerable Thích Minh Tín prized the teachings and learning spirits of the boards of directors, the teachings board, especially the teaching staffs of Hanoi National University of Education, who did not hesitate to come back to teach at the school, and the monks and nuns of the Buddhist Intermediate School learned Hanoi. In addition to Buddhist knowledge, monks and nuns also need knowledge of the secular study to be able to behave in society later. The monks and nuns who have just graduated need to have greater effort, not just stopping at the bachelor's level, but should try to attain master and doctoral levels.
On the morning of December 30th, 2019, Midtown company staff visited Đại Phước Pagoda, the first Vietnamese temple in the process of construction in Myanmar.
The management board of Mattel Company has encouraged all managers and employees to respond to the call of contribution for the hearts of expatriates to remember the homeland, the love, the affection, the compatriots. When they visualize the financial constraints in the construction of Đại Phước Pagoda, a Vietnamese pagoda administered by Abbot Badana Thiện Ngọc on the land of a friendly country. The project to build a Vietnamese pagoda in Myanmar started from scratch, but thanks to the help of Buddhists and mass organizations from near and far, now officials and employees of Mattel Company in 18 states of Myanmar have also contributed financially up to $18,000. This is a great resource of encouragement for the abbot to shape the first Vietnamese temple in this Buddhism nationalized country, so that the future generations will have a place to practice and promote Vietnamese culture for friendship Myanmar. Badana Thiện Ngọc introduced into the ongoing construction site of Đại Phước Pagoda and paid tribute to all Mattel Company's officials and employees. He prayed for the grace of the three jewels to bless the visitors with disdain and all the auspicious fortune. The offering ceremony took place in solemn warm atmosphere, permeated with piety.
On December 29, 2019, the French Buddhist Sangha Committee of Đắk Lắk Province organized a one-day asceticism of awakening for more than 500 Buddhists at Phước Vông Pagoda, Krông Bông District.
In witness, it was honored to have Bhadanta Thích Giác Phổ, Deputy Sub-Administration Board cum Heads of the Provincial Dharma Enactment Section, Bhadanta Thích Hải Nguyện, Heads of the Provincial Buddhist Follower Guides, Bhadanta Thích Giác Hiền, Deputies of the Provincial Dharma Enactment Section, Abbots of Phước Vông Pagoda with the monks and nuns of Provincial Buddhist Patriarchs, and over 500 Buddhists among the attendants. Truly, 2,060 years ago, under the Sara Bodhi trees in India, a rare event appears in the human world. Buddha Sakyamuni attained the ultimate enlightenment blessed by gods, and so humans respect the Sara tree's horns of transformations. The Buddha enlightenment event had given human beings the absolute confidence in their ability to practice the transformations of karma, which is the basic for the birth of the Sangha, the tribal jewels, and so every sentient being know the direction to the distance and useful life. The entire audience joins in meditation, chanting the Yong Falun, attending the Dharma talks and meditation practice. Attendants also participating in Dharma Kids, traffic safety, and have through a vegetarian meal. It's the first time the Feast of Buddha attainment ceremony were organized by the provincial Dharma enactment section, and it was successful.
On the morning of December 28, 2019, the Government Committee for Religious Affairs and the Sangha Administration, Myanmar, solemnly held the opening ceremony of the 72nd examination in memorizing the Tripitaka at the 6th Tripitaka congregation at Yangon City.
The Tripitaka memorizing examination was presided over by High Prelate Dr. Kumara, in witness there was the presence of Vice Prelate cum General Secretary Sanima Biramsa and the Buddhist Sangha members of Myanmar and the government officials and numerous religious monks, priests, nuns, dignitaries, and Buddhists. The Venerable Myanmar High Priest wishes the 72nd Tripitaka exam a great success and hopes that more and more dignitaries and monks are fluent in reciting the memorized Tripitaka to preserve the Buddhist Dharma treasure for the benefits of the monks and mankind. This year's exam takes place from December 28, 2019 and will not be completed until January 29, 2020. Every year, thousands of monks across the country register to recite and memorize Tripitaka. To date, Myanmar has had 14 dignitaries who achieved the noble title of Tripitaka Dara, understanding of the Tripitaka, Tripitaka Kovida, profound understanding of the Tripitaka. It is an honor not only for Buddhism states, but also for the countries following Buddhism. Buddhist Dharma helps people to be freed from suffering and the samsara of human existence.
On December 27, 2019, in Giác Ngộ Pagoda, Ho Chi Minh City, a collective wedding ceremony for 50 couples of people with disabilities from districts and neighboring provinces was held.
The ceremony were undertaken in emotions in the witness of monks and nuns from Giác Ngộ Pagoda, the Reverend Benefactors, District 10 government representative, and the families of the bridge and grooms. In order to have couples with disability have the opportunity to organize the official wedding ceremony from 2018 to the present, under the guidance of Theratit Nhật Từ Abbess of Giác Ngộ Pagoda, Buddhist monks and nuns of Giác Ngộ Pagoda and Buddhism Today Fund have advocated the collective wedding ceremony. The programs they have every year at Giác Ngộ and Enlightenment Pagoda for 50 couples with disabilities. Among the 50 disabled couples attending this year's collective wedding, 58% have mobility impairment, 17% are visually impaired, and 7% are deaf or hearing impaired. Theratit Nhật Từ explained about the meanings of wedding rings and reminded the couples of behavior in marriage. At its meaningful wedding, each couple received gifts and cash worth about 18 million Vietnam dong. The total endowment for the support and event is about 1 billion Vietnam dong.
On December 21, 2019, the Vietnam Buddhist Cultural Center in Korea, in collaboration with the Vietnam Buddhist Society in South Korea, held a spring festival, Tet Lunar New Year of 3 regions, at Hung Lung Pagoda in Jeon City.
Thera Thích Quang Hạnh shared his joy and heartwarming spirit oriented toward the homeland, preserving the Vietnamese culture of the children who are far from home. Master Nun Thích Nữ Giới Tánh said that it was a cultural event of Vietnam Buddhist Sangha with the meaning of humanity, bringing the warmth of spring homeland to the people living and working abroad. The screen scenes showing Tate in north, central, and south of Vietnam with many Tate stalls, gifts of jam cake, sticky rice cake, pickled onion, red couplets, calligraphy exhibitions, pictures, etc., together with variety shows and dance performances representing the unique features from 3 regions, accompanied with a show of Vietnamese full-length dress to introduce Vietnamese culture to international friends. Venerable Bob Song expressed his desire for an immense Dharma fiesta for Vietnamese and Korean Buddhists to join in the activity. Now the Buddhists of the 2 countries are as one. The Venerable also wants Vietnamese Buddhists to come to Korean temple to organize constant feasts, chanting, listening to Dharma preaching. The program, Spring Festival, Tet Lunar New Year of 3 regions, is also an opportunity for all Vietnamese expatriates to meet, communicate, and reunite, sharing the joys and difficulties together towards a beautiful good life in the new year of the rat.
On December 26 to 28, 2019, authorized by Bhadanta Thích Trí Huệ, head of the Foreign Affairs and International Relations section, the Buddhist follower Huệ Ngọc Nhã, mandated member of the subcommittee in collaboration with the Cambodian charity group and the Singaporean benefactors, carry out a series of activities lasting for 3 days, visiting and giving gifts to the poor overseas Vietnamese and those people who are in difficult circumstances in Kingdom of Cambodia.
Accompanying the delegations were Thera Thích Minh Trung, abbess of Cambodia-based Tĩnh Minh Pagoda, and other benefactors, namely Buddhist followers Nguyễn Thị La and Võ Thị Loan in Cambodia. On the first day, December 26, 2019, the delegation went to Kiri Krum Temple, Kampong Thran Province, and to give 400 gift portions in witness of Bhadanta Thích Thường Mãn, abbess of An Hòa Pagoda. On December 27, 2019, at the first destinations of the visit, the delegation presented 300 gifts at An Hòa Pagoda, Kampuchea Thran Province. Bhadanta Thích Thường Mãn communicated and taught often to recite the Buddha blessing prayed, to learn literacy words in a joyful and moving atmosphere against the circumstance of their miseries and lacks of love. At the second destination of the visit, the delegation presented 200 gifts at Bảo An Pagoda, Kampong Thran Province, in witness of Master Nun Thích Nữ Duyên Sáng. On the third day, at the headquarters of Brave Poor Commune Committees, Kampong Province, the delegation presented 500 gifts to the underprivileged people there. The total fund for charity trips is 700 million Vietnam dong, with each gift worth 500,000 Vietnam dong. The 3-day charity trips in Cambodia were accomplished in the atmosphere of excitement in poor rural country areas.
Venerable Sangha, ladies and gentlemen, the last news has signed up this weekly newsreel. Thank you for your attention and following. Wishing you all a very happy and prosperous new year. Goodbye and see you in the next program on PSO TV channel. Namo Sakya Muni Buddha.